Okay, so what I need to do is select everything. I am then duplicating it. You can see what I'm holding down on my keyboards there. I held down Option to duplicate that out. Now what I want to do is actually put all this on one layer so I can turn everything else off. The ordering of this is wrong. I said it correctly. So what I did first is let's just hide these. So this, when it's come across, hasn't successfully cut itself out, so we need to select both of them, go to Pathfinder and then minus the front on these. Same thing with this. We need to release that and then make sure that both of them are selected and then delete them out. And then what we need to do is select all of these and then make them a compound path. Cool, we know it's a compound path because we can't ungroup it and I didn't get an error message, which is good. I'm going to lock this background so that I don't touch it, and then I am going to show all so it brings back everything. I need to group this. Is it already grouped? No, it's not. Yep, so I'm just going to group this. And I'm going to copy this. Now it's in my clipboard. I'm going to bring this to the front, and then when I select all of it, I'm then going to make a clipping mask, which is fine, and then I'm going to paste it in place, but then I need to go back a couple of times. So got to memorize your keyboard shortcuts, Command, and then that back bracket. So do that a couple of times. It's hard to tell whether I've done that correctly, but I did see that if I go back one more, then it goes to the green thingy, so I need to come back out. Now we can't see it simply because this one over here, if I double click that again, that's got that same grey color as your background there. So we might need to make this one either lighter or darker. If I get back out by hitting escape, then I can see that it is there. That's on that kind of background. And if I do the same thing, but here, I can say to this black one, let's make this the same color as that green. What do you have it as? 5 point. Cool. So at least on a white background now it is still reflecting the same kind of branding as this, whereas on the black, well, maybe you could make it just like a dark grey. I am hoping that I have explained it enough. Basically what you have here, you've got two of the same shape. One is your actual background that you are overlaying all of these bits that you have masked onto. That's why you see it there. There isn't, not to my knowledge, there isn't a way that you'd be able to do that without doing that, as in without having two layers to be able to create the same thing. And if you did, then you would then have to draw all these lines in and perfectly cut them off, and that's just obviously too much time. I think that is all. In the end, you would just select them both and say group, and now when you move them around, it's just simple. I notice in your document in the swatches you didn't have anything in there. You've been changing color just using this, the color palette, or you've been selecting it with the color guide. To actually show all your colors, you would go and click on this additional menu and you go add use colors, and it comes in at a global color. So it means that I can change this color here, and every instance of it, if I open up my layers, every instance of this, if I preview that, will change both times. If I don't want that to happen, I can unlock all and say I just want this to be a different color. I go up here, and at the moment I can't change any values. That's because it is a global color. But I can break that by clicking on here and then just kicking RGB or CMYK, whichever one. Because you're printing, you need things CMYK, so let's just change that to 65. Let's make that 30, 70, and 12. And I know that that color isn't exactly the same. You should be able to see a difference on your screen like on mine. So maybe we'll go 31, maybe go 32. That's probably a little bit better in range. 33, maybe add just a little bit more yellow to it. 71, 72. It's got a bit too much cyan. 74, that's pretty much, maybe we need to go 75 back again. Yeah, that's pretty much seamless, I think. You want to go there because RGB is a light value and CMYK is a print value. And if you tried to print, using RGB, it might come out alright. But if you have all your colors in CMYK, they're the same toner colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black as the printer uses. So you get a better color representation. Zooming out, they still look a little bit off, but that's the closest that we can get to that. So that was just telling you how to change it. So if I then double click on this now, see how it's in RGB, let's just change that to that. What do we do? 65, 33, 70, and 10. Is that what we had last time? Oh, because your document's set up in RGB. Color mode, CMYK, okay. So if this is 65, 33, 70, and, well, 40, 70, and 10. Okay, so if I change it here, preview, if I change this one, it's only going to change that because this was the one that had, I broke it by changing and actually selecting it there. So say if that was 45, you can see how that doesn't change it there. Conversely, with the grays, I haven't actually touched the grays, so they're the same at the moment. But if I change those out, you can see how both grays change. Same with the black, they all change, and same with that light gray, that changes. Oh no, so I must have, oh yeah, because I changed that to be a lighter gray. So what I did with this one, I double clicked again, selected that, and then I just changed the gray there. So yes, I think that is all.